Hello there, my name is Moy, my co-host Corey. We are The Real Guys. This is The Real Show with 2 E's. I'm Detective John Luther and I'm going to chase you through a building. But today, we'd like to welcome you to The Real Show. We've got a new kind of setup going on.
Have indeed.
We've got a new camera setup if you're looking at us on that video version. You can watch that on YouTube or you can listen to us on Amazon, Spotify, Google Podcasts, anywhere you get your podcast. As always, I'm calling my co-host Corey. How are you doing today, Corey?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
It's very good to hear you and very good to see you. Today, we are taking on the much anticipated, much acclaimed Luther the Fallen Son.
Correct.
Which is a Netflix movie that stars Idris Elba, John Luther, tackling a tough case.
Exactly.
My first question for you is, of course, this is our first impressions of this film.
Yep.
Obviously, the biggest elephant in the room is the series itself.
Yes.
Did you watch the Luther series on the BBC?
Now, I have not seen all 9 series of the Luther series.
Funny enough, you say 9 series, but from what I saw, there weren't many episodes.
No.
There's about 20-something
Yeah.
altogether.
There's 21.
Yeah.
I've not seen all seasons of Luther. That's actually 5 seasons, going on for 9 years. I've seen a handful.
Do you know how many I've seen?
4 or 5 episodes.
How many have I seen, Corey?
All of them.
0 of them.
Okay.
I've seen nothing of Luther.
Okay.
I've seen absolutely nothing. I think Ruth Wilson's in it is the only thing I can...
Right.
Ruth Wilson might be in it. I know the one guy, the old sort of detective from the film, the chief, the police chief from the film is in it. Someone else might be in it who's in Luther Fallen Son. I have no connection to Luther whatsoever. I'd love to say that I've seen all of it. I'd love to say I'm a big fan. I know it's a very good series. Look, I didn't watch it because it's not good. I didn't watch it because I never got around to watching it.
Yeah.
I never had the time. I never, I was always watching something else. I don't know, watching The Boys, something like that.
Yeah.
But I was always interested. I was like, oh yeah, it's Luther's a good series. And everyone would say, hey, I'm watching Luther. I go, oh yeah, I'm sure it's very good. I always had an assurance of quality, you know what I mean?
Yes.
We hadn't seen it, but you always have an assurance of quality about it.
Yes. No, I've seen a handful of episodes.
Okay.
Had to cover it a couple of years back in creative media and talk about how it was different to Sherlock.
Okay. How is it different to Sherlock?
Well, Sherlock is more of a classic. I'm talking about the Cumberbatch Sherlock, not the Downey Jr. Sherlock or the other Sherlock status.
Peter Cushing.
Yes, exactly.
Luther
Luther is more aggressive and more kind of violent, and Sherlock is more classical detective thing. Is essentially what we have to
gritty.
Exactly. Why is that your Idris impersonation? Gritty.
I don't know. I'm good. I sound like I'm Vinnie Jones. I'm a gritty. Hello. I'm John Luther. I'm gonna chase you down, son. There's a guy. He's in a car. He's been kidnapped. I'm Vinnie Weapons. DCI John Luther.
Yep.
He starts a regular case guy. He's approached a crime scene. There's a missing boy.
Correct.
But the boy's been led away.
Yep.
By a mysterious voice on a phone.
Correct.
Now, Corey, I know. We talk about a lot of actors here.
Yeah.
Obviously, Idris Elba, the star.
Yep.
Everyone wants him to play James Bond.
Not going to happen.
What? How dare you?
It won't. The man said it himself.
Why do you think it won't happen?
Because...
Not because I said don't believe him, because actors lie, Corey.
No.
They're good at that.
To quote Idris Elba from his from a song that he did, "Black James Bond ain't part of the plan. Made Luther the movie 'cause I can." There you go.
Right.
So not going to happen.
Okay.
Ain't part of the plan.
Ain't part. Could you just recite that again to us, Corey, if you don't mind? What song is this? People can probably find it themselves.
Daily Duppy.
Okay.
Black James Bond ain't part of the plan. Made Luther the movie 'cause I can.
Excellent.
There you go. It's not part of the plan.
But he made Luther the movie
because
he can.
Because he can.
And Luther the Fallen Son brings us good old Idris.
Yep.
He is back in all of his glory. It references the events of the series a couple of times.
Yep.
That he captured it's like kidnapped them. He arrested a husband and wife serial killer duo, and he put them in prison. But because of his actions as a hostile, aggressive policeman, he's been arrested himself.
Yes.
And sent down.
Yep. One thing I'm really glad, just to talk about the start of the film. Obviously, it starts out, and you said, starts with that guy, Callum.
Yeah.
And he's got a phone call. And I'm really glad because obviously you hear on the phone, you hear the villain talking to Callum, and I'm really glad they didn't do a weird we're not going to show you who it is because it's very obvious who it is.
It's very true. It is. Should we just jump straight into this?
Yeah.
With the segment I like to call Circus Sessions.
Okay.
We need a jingle or something, or like a.
That's the wrong circus, but keep going.
Circus Sessions.
Great.
Well, that's the jingle, right? Andy Serkis is in this film. I love it. We both love Andy Serkis. We're big fans of Andy Serkis. We are. I'm trying to think of things he's in. Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
Andor. Kino Loy. Everyone loves Andy Serkis.
Yep.
Especially me and you. So we created Circus Sessions to focus solely on the performance and work of Andy Serkis in whatever he's in.
Okay.
So it's not going to say that's going to pop up a lot.
No.
But every time Andy Serkis is in something, we will talk about it via Circus Sessions.
Okay.
Take us through Circus Sessions. Or in the moment he answers the... Also, I didn't know he was in this film until I looked on Netflix, and it shows you the cast. It's Idris Elba. I believe the person that plays the female detective...
Cynthia,
yes.
Yep.
And Andy Serkis is his last name. And I'm like, oh, the moment I see it, my eyes light up. Andy, I could watch this now. Andy Serkis is in it.
Knew he was in it because I saw, I think on YouTube, a clip of it was Idris and Andy Serkis playing this impersonation game.
Oh, right.
Well, essentially it's Pictionary, but you have to do it's like an actor, and you have to do an accent and a voice. And you got to guess who you are. So if you did Michael Caine, you did Michael Caine, but obviously you can't say the name. And they were doing that, and they were doing it because they're both.
When I was in Burma, there was a group of bandits.
Yeah, exactly.
Who were stealing tangerines from the car.
Yeah.
See, exactly. You know exactly who I
am. And they were playing that, and obviously that's because they were.
Hey! Can we do a little bit of it now? Who am I going to be? I want my pictures of Spider-Man. Where's my pictures of Spider-Man?
Do you know what the funny thing was? That's the thing I was going to do.
He's on my front page. Get him off my front page. He's a thief, a criminal.
I was about to go, Cash Money Spider-Man.
Cash Money Spider-Man. Who would I be, Corey? Yeah.
You are, you have James Jameson, or you could also be...
Fletcher?
Yes. Fletcher, yeah, that's exactly what Fletcher says.
Yeah, he says
Cash Money Spider-Man.
He does. When he's playing the drums, he's going, Cash Money Spider-Man.
God's sake. J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, thank you very much.
That is exactly who you would be.
Andy Serkis.
Yep.
Fantastic actor, fantastic motion capture.
Yep.
Theatre performer.
Correct.
Loves his performances as Gollum, but he's not Gollum. He's wearing a big wig. He's wearing a big fancy hairpiece. It's so egregious. We've just given him regular Andy Serkis hair.
This is a weird thing.
What was up with his head? Every time, obviously, Andy Serkis, he's got a very characterful face.
He does.
You will not mistake the face of Andy Serkis when you look at it.
Yeah.
Especially unshaven, he's not got a beard or anything.
Yeah.
When you look at the unshaven face of Andy Serkis, you will recognise that face.
Yeah.
His hair is, it's all parts sort of, it's a weird, I don't even know what colour it was, kind of light brownish, it's kind of tufty.
Yeah.
It's got it's all spiralling in places. I'm like, what's, the person that did your wig, Andy, they need a bit of help.
Maybe it's intentional.
Maybe it's to show the fractured mind of the character he's playing.
Yeah.
This devious serial killer.
Maybe, yeah, exactly.
Mind.
He just grows out his hair because he doesn't want to go get a barber, doesn't want to get a haircut.
Exactly. He should have been bald.
Well, the other guy was. You see.
Exactly.
It'd be too close.
Exactly the problem.
Too close.
Was bald. Yeah, exactly. Two bald men find each other.
And then you've got the
luscious locks.
The other guy from Norway or whatever who was also bald.
Yeah.
So you've got too many. So
exactly.
someone's got to have
too many bald men. Someone's got to have the luscious head of hair. Also, when he performs at the end in his
little coat,
evening jacket, in his dress coat, in his dinner jacket, he's got to have the fancy hair to match it. Exactly.
That is true.
I love Andy Serkis. Andy Serkis is great. Every time Andy Serkis was on the screen, you're having a good time.
Yeah.
Even though he's doing horrible, assorted acts and blackmailing people, and murdering people, and driving a suspicious van and kidnapping people, and making people have accidents.
Yeah.
You're just loving it. Every time you watch him, you're like, he's just a machine of charisma. He's amazing. He's given the performance, A-star performance. And that's what we have to say about Andy Serkis. Andy Serkis is just a whirlwind of a man.
Yes, he is.
And I absolutely adore him for that. I think that's been Circus Sessions.
Great.
That's been Circus Sessions.
Yep.
Every time he that's the rule now. Every time he turns, this is the new segment for the real show, guys. We need like a graphic. We need a jingle. We need everything. Just Andy Serkis's face, like the back, the 60s Batman.
And
it's Andy Serkis's face spinning around and going back. He's making like a typical Andy Serkis expression.
Yeah.
You know what an Andy Serkis expression is?
Go on.
I thought you knew already. It's
on.
like with motion capture, you have to not exaggerate, but like play it up because you're this character. You're an ape. You're a weird hobbit. You're Supreme Leader Snoke. That kind of thing. He has to make an expressive face. It's Andy Serkis going like, it's Andy Serkis doing an expressive face as if he would be grunting with effort. That's the face of Circus Sessions. Moving on from Circus Sessions.
Yep.
The plan of the mastermind, played by Andy Serkis, is to create a sort of live streaming experience where the viewer can remain anonymous through these cameras and watch sort of horrible acts, murders through this sort of live stream, which he's contorted.
Yes.
The plot was somewhat here or there for me. Maybe that's because I was thinking it was more in depth than it was. There was a point where, also spoilers, by the way. This is pretty big. We're talking about big spoilers now. If you've not seen it, when did it come out?
Sometime this year.
Because this might be a spoiler if people are interested in the series or interested in the film itself.
It was released 24th of February.
Okay. So a couple of months from now. So a couple of months in the opposite direction.
24th February for the UK. It was on Netflix 10th of March.
Okay. What, for the rest of the world?
Yeah, I believe so.
Fair enough. The plot, I thought, maybe I was adding a bit too many layers to it. There was a point where the mother, Callum's mother, is led to that house by the phone.
Yep.
And everyone else, all the other parents are as well, and they find all of their kids have, suffered an accident.
Yes.
And there's that guy in the hoodie.
Yep.
With the creepy face, the creepy it's one of those screens where you can have like words on the screen, but it's like a picture of like a creepy man face, and he's banging on the window. I'm like, I was thinking to myself, I wonder if it's like that. Strange enough, that episode of Sherlock, where there's a guy who sits in a car, like someone's son's gone missing. If you can remember me here, someone's son's gone missing.
Yep.
And he wants to play a prank on his parents or something, so he becomes like a car seat. Are you remembering this?
Kind of.
He sits in a car seat, but then like the car explodes or something like that. I think it was in the Four Thatchers or whatever it's called, that episode. The Three Thatchers. That episode. I feel like it was a plot like that. Like, I wonder if that's Callum behind the thing and he's trying to break in and help his mum because he's not dead. But no, it turns out he is dead.
Yeah, no, well, you see who it is.
Do you?
Yeah, you must be. It's Andy Serkis.
Oh, is it? Oh,
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was.
Because there's a shot of him just weirdly stood there like this near the window.
Oh yeah. Well, no, he was banging on the window with the
no.
face.
Before that,
oh right.
He's stood there outside the house. You can't see him. It's shot from behind Serkis, staring at the house, and then it cuts back inside, back outside, and then you see him put the mask on and walk towards the house, and then you see a guy with weird face.
Oh right.
Which is Andy
I
Serkis.
must have been looking down when it was that
weirdly
shot.
Singling out Callum's mum, not the other parents that are also there.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe Callum's mum was it. Well, no, it was because they were in that support group together.
Yes.
Do you remember?
Yes.
For families who had died in like accidents or whatever, or explosions, something like that.
It'd be for people who've lost like either kids or husbands or wives.
Yeah,
He lost his wife.
He lost his wife, exactly.
In a fire.
But he didn't lose his wife in a fire. Because his wife is alive and he has her sort of in this hospital ward, all burned up. And he goes and sees her to it's like Gustavo Fring taunting Hector Salamanca.
Yes.
He goes in there to taunt her about his evil deeds. And all of his evil machinations, which John Luther's trying to stop. He's in a prison. He's got a phone.
Yeah.
He's trying to phone the police and tell them, no, it's wrong. I need to, you need to sort this out.
Yeah.
He has to escape the prison. There's a big prison fight. There's a big prison riot.
Yeah.
All the prisoners are like, we've got to kill the policeman. I love the prisons generally in anything. Like if you're a policeman, if you're a rogue copper, if you're a bent copper, you're in the prison. All the prisoners hate you.
Yep.
It's not like John Luther. I don't think John Luther put away every single criminal in that prison. Oh, he's a very effective police officer. I don't think John Luther put away every criminal in that prison.
Yeah.
But every criminal wants him dead.
Yeah. But no, he does the whole thing. It's like, right, okay, he gets the help of a couple of policemen. He goes, right, okay, whatever you do, just let them beat me up.
Yeah.
Because the system will have to move me. They'll have to transfer me, whatever.
Yeah.
And then they all come out. They set his set on fire.
He uses a burning mattress as a shield.
Got a burning mattress. throws it out.
Yeah, throws it out, sets a guy on fire.
Starts walloping people.
Yep. Starts hitting a big fight. Bing, pow. Idris
Boom.
elbow.
Idris elbow.
Hitting everybody around.
Eventually, the SWAT
team arrive. They use tear gas or smoke. Take down all the prisoners, and John Luther's in a truck and being transferred, but he's taken away by, I assume, someone from the television show.
It must be.
Because while he was on the secret phone to him, he said, "Remember what I did for your sister or your mother or whatever?" And I'm like, "Who's this man? What have you done for him?" I don't know. You must have done some kind of favour and helped him out. So hey, the said person breaks him out with a team, gets him away, and gets him out on the streets again. Yeah. He heads to a club. Yep. Chases that guy through. That was a fun chase scene. I love a chase scene where the hero is not really clumsy, but they keep banging into stuff and they keep bumping into walls, and it's like you're trying to run. They do it twice because when they chase Andy Serkis in the underground, it's the same thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Where it's like a hectic chase scene. It's not like I'm Tom Cruise and I'm running, moving my arms like a robot, and I'm running in place, but kind of my arms are going like this.
Yeah.
It's a very sort of haphazard, throwing things out of the way and bumping into stuff and crashing into walls, and you're running, but you're running like your bum's on fire. Yeah. And you're like, oh, and it's loads of grunting and throwing your body around, flipping your body around. Yeah.
But he does that. He gets a burner phone, manages to track down Andy Serkis very efficiently, very quickly.
He does. Well, no, they confront each other in Trafalgar Square.
Yeah. And you're thinking, oh, he's got him.
He's got him, but then the police are coming in. But Andy Serkis has a plan. Several people are going to commit accidents around them. And the police at about 12. And the police are going to come in at the same time.
Yes. Unbeknownst to Serkis, but happens to work out in his favour.
Yeah, it does. Because the police are so just completely inept at their job that they're getting stopped by buses and cars and stuff.
Stopped by buses and cars.
And they're running around completely in a mess.
Yeah. And then eventually Luther catches up.
John Luther chases him down the... Also, if Andy Serkis just got on that train, he'd been able to escape.
Pretty much.
But no, he just decides to go the other way and completely lead John Luther to him.
Goes for a tunnel.
No, he's going for that secret tunnel, though, isn't he? He's going to try that secret tunnel.
Eventually, Luther catches up to him, has him down, and is telling the other SWAT guard behind him to cuff this guy first. Yeah. And the guy just goes, bang!
Hits him in the back with a pistol, whips him.
And then gets taken out straight away.
Gets taken out straight away because Andy Serkis still has a knife on it.
Yeah. And it's like, oh my god.
God, why didn't you... And Luther's like, this guy's more dangerous than Luther is.
Yeah.
Luther's like, oh, I'm a detective. Quick, cuff this guy and then cuff me. I don't care. Because he's on the run, obviously. Yeah. But the policeman just does Luther in anyway and then doesn't even grab any Serkis. Andy Serkis is out of the way with the wind. And this guy gets stabbed. And he's like, oh, I'm trying to help you. And he's like, oh, you're a good copper. Oh, I'm sorry about hitting you, Luther. He does apologise for it. And sorry about hitting your Luther. And it's like, oh, it's all right. And it's all right. Then he tries to bandage up the wound, but too late. He's gone. Yeah. He's hit that. What's that leg artery called? You don't want to nick that.
Yeah, that one.
That's the one.
That one.
That is the one. That one artery in the leg. Don't get it, else you'll be. Yeah. You'll be down for the count. Yeah. You'll be done for. Yeah.
But then it gets even more personal. Because Andy Serkis then goes, right, okay, there's a plan going on. We keep seeing things with a plan happening. And he goes, I've got to get...
He's talking in Russian to a
guy, and they're like, oh, yes, it's all good. It shows him a video of all these people in the room, and he goes, I've got to get one more person. There's one more person he's got to get. Because at this point, Luther and the other detective now who's in charge have been a bit butting heads with each other. They've been going at each other. Yeah. With a... What's his name? Who's the other guy? Who's the guy that she brings in? Where is he? Martin Schenk.
Yes, not Martin Schenk.
Yes. Martin Schenk comes in. She's brought him in to try and track down Luther. She tells him, right, okay,
he's the older policeman who's like the veteran.
She's like, you need to find him, because if you don't find him and bring him into us, we're going to kill him. Yeah. So they're kind of working in a weird way of Martin's helping Luther, but also helping Odette try and find Luther. Yeah. So, essentially, Andy Serkis, we're going to keep calling Andy Serkis.
I don't even remember his character's name. I just know him as Andy Serkis.
He goes, right, okay, right. One goes, I thought Luther was in prison.
Yeah.
Which he was, but it's not anymore. And then essentially kidnaps Odette's daughter and tells Odette, right, you need to sort this.
I was a bit late on watching this film. Yeah. And I watched this late at night.
I watched it early in the morning.
Right.
It was genuinely...
That scene was terrifying.
Yeah.
because we've all been in that situation, you know, where if you live alone or you live, you know, your families are out or whatever.
Yeah.
And that was just that was horrifying. It was late at me. It was like, I don't know. I was finishing up probably about midnight, you know, 1 a.m. at the time.
It's
and
one of those things where
it was awful. That is horror. That is not like.
You don't think it's because you don't expect it, because it's not a horror film. It's a weird, it's a detective crime.
Detective crime, exactly. I was about to talk about how good the genre is now. You know, it's a nice detective crime film.
But when you get this bit,
which is completely out of a horror film.
Yeah. Also, weirdly, the weird mask thing got me, and I think this is a bit weird and creepy, but it never returned again. I'm like, I wouldn't have minded it if every now and then Andy Serkis walks around with a weird. Like, if you just see him in corners with like a weird mask on with a weird face, but you'd never see it again.
Yeah, I wonder how much of that was like, if there was any part of that could have been cut or something like that, or wasn't. But used it was right,
and it doesn't, because obviously you're thinking, okay, like someone's gonna jump out. It doesn't happen straight away because the Amazon Echo goes off instead.
Well, no, she goes upstairs.
Yeah.
To
the kitchen, which is upstairs.
And then I don't question house. The things we're questioning is like the house layout here. People can have kitchens upstairs.
They can, but
when it's 2023.
Yeah, but imagine that if you order a fridge and you got to carry it upstairs.
Well, maybe there's a way out the other way. Maybe
it's
an
possibly.
Apartment.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe it's a downstairs apartment. Yeah, there's different ways you could do it. You know, you ever played GTA 5?
Because that's a good.
No, Franklin's house's kitchen's upstairs.
That's a video game, Murray.
I know, but it's like he has like a condo, and his kitchen's upstairs, and his bedroom's downstairs.
I thought you were gonna go. You ever play Cluedo?
You ever play Cluedo?
You know, that flat 2D.
Yeah, exactly. Flat 2D. Mr. Mustard, Mr. Professor Plum.
There you go. It's Colonel Mustard.
Colonel Mustard. Who would Andy Serkis be if he was a Cluedo character? I think he would be a Colonel Mustard, to be honest.
Possibly, yeah.
He strikes me as a Colonel Mustard. Maybe it's me, a Mr. Green or whatever it's called.
There's Mr. Green.
Yeah, Mr. Green, maybe. Andy Serkis hacks the Amazon Echo. It makes this horrible screaming sound. I thought it was going to be this. I thought it was going to be like Andy Serkis going boo.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. It was like, but no, it's like just a horror scream noise of a woman screaming her lungs out. I'm, shocked in my bed, and Andy Serkis pops out from behind.
And then he pops up.
And then Andy Serkis pops out from behind, like, well, that was engineered to terrify you.
Yep.
Yes, that's what serial killer does. Good, scares you. Then they're taken to. So I don't know if it was even in England. Did they discern where the location was?
What, of the house, the ice house?
Yeah, the ice house. Norway. I see.
Because she tells her to sort out Luther. So this is the point where she's like, okay, right, I'm going to try and arrest Luther, put him in the trunk of my car.
He's got an inside man. Andy Serkis has an inside man on the police force.
So they despise so they end up going to Andy Serkis' wife, who then, I believe, tells her, like, have a house location. They find like a passport or travel documents, because then Andy Serkis asks, what's his name? I got it up. Archie, who's the guy on the inside, where she's gone, and he tells him, she's gone to Norway. And at that point, Andy Serkis realizes, they're coming to us. They're coming to where we are. And then Luther also asks Martin, like, can you do me a favour? But we don't find out what it is until later on.
And it's to go and protect Andy Serkis' wife.
Correct.
He thinks that Archie's going to be sent.
Archie's got one last gift, one last job, which is to essentially take care of Andy Serkis' wife.
And not give her a pat on the head and a bowl of soup, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
But Martin Schenk is ready with a SWAT team, police team, and arrest him. But goes to arrest him, but too late. He gives himself the injection.
Yep.
Takes himself out.
Yep.
Meanwhile, in Norway, Luther and Odette are moving through the snow. I'm thinking a big snowy landscape. We're getting into the climax of the film. I feel like this is the tone of the show. I feel like this is what the show was kind of like on a bigger scale almost.
From what I remember of a TV show, which I'm going to have to say, it was very much a kind of more weird, but also dark and gritty, like, because there's parts in this, like the part at the end, where Luther gets stabbed and can somehow hold onto a car and whatever. Yeah. There's lots of that where it's like, this doesn't really make sense, but it's Luther, it's fine. But no, they get to Norway, try and drive in the snow. It doesn't work, car gets stuck.
Yeah.
So they walk. Idris sees all the bodies in the ice, and they have to keep walking.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of a cool shot, man. Okay, that's kind of cool.
Comes back later.
Does come back later. And they find this massive house, and inside this massive ice house, is this woman who's had an accident, which
Yes.
is presumed to be Odette's daughter.
Yes, it is.
So Odette flips, gets really upset, tells Luther
Tells
to leave.
Idris to go. Get out, Idris. I don't care about your career.
Tells Luther to leave. Luther leaves and just decides, I'm going to investigate because I can either hear something.
We don't want, like, whatever that energy plan is that you keep trying to sell.
So he's off, and then she finds that that's not her daughter.
Booking.com. I don't know what you're advertising, Luther. Go.
Because she's got a tattoo on her wrist, which presumably her daughter did not have. But at that point, it's too late. Here comes bald Russian man. Ties her up, throws her away. And also at this point, Idris is also taken care of by Andy Serkis with a whack to the back of the head.
Yeah.
And then it all comes into a nice...
And then we see that final theatre place, the red room he's set up, or the red bunker as he calls it.
Red bunker is what it is, yeah.
And it's a nasty place for naughty people.
Yep.
Idris tries to worm his way out of it, but then she's like, "Oh, you've got to stab Odette. You've got to stab Luther to save him, or something like, or save your daughter." Sorry, he has a daughter behind a sort of glass wall, and Andy Serkis is really chewing the scenery. He's playing it up. He's playing the clown in the circus. He's the ringmaster. He's pulling the strings.
Yep.
A great performance for Andy Serkis. If he's not the star, then I don't know who is. Idris Elba, I guess.
Oh yes.
Idris Elba's the star.
But no, he's doing all this stuff and he's like, right, yep, you've got to stab him. And then she does, boom, Idris falls to the floor and you think, okay, right, it's done now. But she gets put in the chair.
You got to break it. She can't break his leg.
Yeah.
Then it's get put in the chair and then it's your time.
Yeah. Now it's Idris's turn.
But Idris won't do it either.
Can't do it.
He tries to punk out the people, says, "Oh, the police are going to track you all watching on your cameras. They've got your IP address. They're going to find you." So everyone starts leaving.
People start leaving.
Obviously, because they've been called out.
Yep.
Because Idris says, he explains it later, he says it's people's online app. People live their secret lives on the internet now. Not, away or whatever. People live their secret lives on the internet, so that's what Andy Serkis has harnessed. That's what he's managed to gain. He's collecting secrets.
Yep.
To blackmail people. And that's how he gets his victims.
Correct.
Which seems like a very Luther thing to do.
Yeah. And then he twists it on Andy Serkis. He says, I know what your secret is. You're anxious. You're a young, anxious boy. Grinds your teeth all the time.
He does.
Which causes Andy Serkis to flip.
Yeah, he does.
Pretty much. Completely lose it. Everyone's left at this point. There's no one there watching. Everyone's left. Serkis flips, tries to do a runner. Luther runs after him. Meanwhile, Odette is left trying to, one, save her daughter, and two, take care of bald Russian man.
Man.
Can't remember his name.
Oh, well, I didn't know. I remember his name either.
I don't think it was mentioned.
Bald Russian man. Maybe it's not. She's in a fight with bald Russian man.
Yep.
Trying to take him out. There's rumbling and tumbling. It's a very it's an intense battle.
Yes.
But meanwhile, Andy Serkis he disables the door to trap them in there and start like a fire starts somehow. I remember.
Andy Serkis locks them in, and then it's not gasoline, but it's whatever's raining down from the showers on the roof, and then essentially it's like a little fuse that eventually will catch fire. Meanwhile, Idris is on the hunt for Andy Serkis, completely running after him, chasing after him.
Yeah. And again, it's that other level of chase. It's not the level of, I'm a movie star and I'm running like a cyborg, like a T-1000 after you, I'm so handsome and ripped. But no, it's Idris Elba, who is also, handsome and probably ripped, but he's not running like a movie star. He's running like a man who's going to tackle you to the floor and slap the cuffs on you, baby.
Yeah.
He's he's slamming against walls. He's pushing against things. He's just trying to gain that ground to catch up to Andy Serkis. And Andy Serkis is also running like a house on fire, quite literally. He's spinning around corners and climbing stairs with his hands and knees. It's all that kind of stuff. And they finally break out into the snow, and then it's even more rolling and tripping other things and tumbling. I don't know if this is intentional, but when Andy Serkis comes up the stairs out of that sort of pothole or porthole or whatever, out onto the snow, he trips up the last step and nearly stacks it. And I'm like, is that intentional, or maybe he did just trip and they kept rolling? Yeah, because he was still in character, running away and stuff. But he goes up there and you can kind of hear him go, "Oof!" And he kind of and he gets up, but he keeps going. And I'm like, that is amazing.
It's really good. They've ended up catching up.
In his car?
Gets in the car.
Again, that's the same thing. He's trying to hold on to the car door.
Now,
and Andy Serkis is driving away and the wheels won't go and he's trying to climb into the car.
Logically, I'm thinking, okay, Luther, if you've got a big, like, metal fork thing, why don't you just puncture a tyre?
Well, no, he has to get in the car. He's trying to get in the truck, isn't he?
But
if
you puncture the tyre, the car basically can't move. Well, it'll be very, very slow, especially on snow or ice. Don't try and break a window and get into it.
Well, no, he doesn't get it. Like, Andy Serkis slides the car, drifts, deja vu.
Yeah.
I've just been in this place before. He drifts the car, and the drift causes Idris Elba to kind of fly into the back seat.
Yeah.
Right? He flies into the back seat of the car. They're trying to wrestle for the steering wheel. The car goes over into the ice. And then it's about who can get to get out of the freezing cold Norwegian water.
Yep.
First, like, I've seen those ads on telly. You're stuck in frozen water. You've got 90 seconds before you're dead. Is that it?
In theory,
Idris doesn't even get out of the car.
In theory, yes, but there have been people that have had more. It's not impossible, but in theory,
He must be the warmest man ever.
In theory, he should be gone.
And a circus doesn't even get up from the ice. He's trapped with his own body, which I thought was nice.
I was going to say, we never
Poetic.
really see what happened with him afterwards. We assume he just got left there, but he might not have done.
Oh, but he's definitely dead.
Yeah, he's not alive anymore. I don't think he gets mentioned again.
No. Well, he's under the ice and he just kind of maybe they got his body out. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's definitely dead. However, Luther's rescued by the divers. The police divers bring him up. He gets his £50 bet off Martin Schenk, and that he manages to get to him before the police can.
Yeah.
Then I'm trying to remember how things are resolved. Odette gets her daughter back. They manage to stop the fire and open the doors and escape.
Yeah. Luther gets arrested and is taken to like a safe house.
Yeah.
Wakes up, asks the guy where he is, and then.
Oh, then the government arrive in the black cars, and there's this door. Right, okay. Here's what I thought. Right, the guy gets out of at the end. The guy gets out of the black car in like a suit and tie and a scarf and whatever, like a posh bloke. Comes up to Luther and goes, "Yes, the chief is waiting for you in the car." And Luther goes, "Nice." And he starts walking to the car. It's like Transformers 2007. Linkin Park starting. And he goes to get in the car, and I'm like, who's the police chief? Is it like a big actor? I was like thinking the police chief's going to be like a big, famous actor, like teaser sequel.
Yeah.
But no, you never see.
Nope.
He just walks to the car, and that's it.
Don't see yet.
That's the end. Yet. Unless Odette's the chief, or it's Schenk, or someone.
Yeah.
I don't know. However, that's the end of...
It is the end of it.
When we were setting up to record this episode, Corey looked at the IMDb rating of this film and was quite... I don't want to say disgusted, but you were very happy.
Well, I watched this film, right?
We're going to come through to our concluding thoughts now, folks.
Yes. So I watched it this morning, and I was watching this film, and now this could just be me, because I love a good, I was about to say murder mystery, it's not a mystery, but I love a good detective thing.
Crime film, detective film.
Because if it's a murder mystery, and you're trying to figure out who it is, great. If it's not, and you're trying to figure out how they're going to catch them, cool. Because there's numerous times in this, like the part in Times Square, when I'm thinking, Luther's not going to get caught because the killer's going to do something and whatever. And you sat there thinking, okay, what's going to happen?
It's halfway through the film, how's he going to,
Because you in your head, you're thinking, right, okay, well, Luther's not going to get arrested again. That's going to make a point. Well, halfway through, so the killer's not going to get caught. But Luther's already found him. And then you kind of say, okay, right, this is going to happen, it all collides and stuff like that. I really enjoyed it, and I finished thinking, it's a really good film, it's great. I was like, it's going to have like maybe a 7.5, maybe an 8 on IMDb, really high, and it's got a 6.4.
Oh, that's a bit of a blow.
It's got a 6.4 on IMDb.
Perhaps if you could, Corey, check this film out on Letterboxd or Rotten Tomatoes, would you?
I can do both for you.
Okay, and give me some reviews. Maybe we should create a review segment. We used to do good film, bad review, if you can remember, on the real show.
Yeah, I do.
Or bad film, good review.
I do. It was good film, bad review.
Good film, bad review. Good film, bad review. I remember it very well. Maybe this is its spiritual successor. Corey looks at reviews.
Luther.
And reads them.
Fallen.
You can filter. The funny thing is you can filter by how many stars it has.
You can, which is very helpful.
On Letterboxd. So if you wanted to look at a bad review, you can.
Make Chrome faster, not now Chrome. I'm looking up Luther reviews.
Okay.
Come on, Chrome.
Letterboxd is only films, I think, so I think you'll be alright with that. And Rotten Tomatoes does do television series.
Yeah, it's got both. Luther the Fallen Sun. Here we go. What is it on?
What is the if it's too long, I don't want to hear it. It's effectively fine.
What is it even ranked on here? 3 out of 5.
Okay.
I like the part when a bad guy leaves Luther a little kiss on his forehead.
Nice.
That's the top comment.
I want to be kissed by what? Oh, I want to be kissed by Andy Serkis. Not when he's playing a serial killer, obviously, but I like Andy Serkis giving me a little smooch. Yeah, sure.
That's not in English.
Okay. You start this off well. I like when the bad guy gives Idris Elba a kiss, whatever it was. That's a great start.
Well, come on, give me some. I need some good ones.
Can you filter out for?
Yeah. What else we got? No, don't give me an advert. Right, here we go. Right, reviews. Give me some half stars. Got any half stars?
Half star review, because they're the entertaining ones, people.
I can't say that on the radio.
Okay. That's not podcastable. That is not allowed.
This is so scary. I hated it so much. I'm so scared.
They're very scared.
Okay.
Were you very scared? And for that one scene where she's in the kitchen and then the Amazon Echo screams at her, that is scary.
Skyfall does Brexit. Very nice.
Skyfall does Brexit. It is Skyfall does Brexit.
I mean, obviously this is the thing.
And why didn't we come up with that?
There's going to be a lot of. Cause everyone's gonna go. Because also, I believe you mentioned this. The fact he's not playing James Bond, so he's gonna make a couple of Luther movies
that
instead.
Is like James Bond, effectively.
Fun fact: 68% tomato meter, 85% audience score.
Oh, okay. Skyfall does Brexit.
So,
can that be our tagline?
Sure. So obviously, this is going to get a lot of comparisons to Bond. The film knows it because at one point he gets offered a martini and he rejects it.
Yeah.
And like I say, I believe it's mentioned before that he said he's not going to do Bond, so he's going to make Luther films instead.
Yeah.
And try and make it a franchise, which, hey, you're probably going to get a second film, at least. But I quite liked it, and 6.4 is definitely...
As a start of a franchisable thing, I can see it. I can see it with a sequel. Sure thing. Sounds good to me, Idris.
Yep.
So let's swing around to our real rating, if you don't mind, Corey.
Okay.
What do you have in mind?
So, like I say, I think 6.4 is too harsh. I quite like this, and I really enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed this film. So I think for me, the minimum I'm going to go is about an 8.
I was going to give it a 7.
Okay.
Which when I heard you raging about the 6.4,
7's fine.
I was like, I don't want to give it. I don't want to really give it a 7 because I feel like 7 might be not giving it the sum of its parts.
7's fine.
Okay, will you accept it? I'm willing to say 7.5.
7's fine because in my head I'm like, right, if you're anything below 7, that's not a great film.
Oh, right.
7 is like it's good, but there's room for improvement.
Yes, I will say that there's room. I feel like 7 is good room for improvement.
Anything below that,
7.5
is like this film isn't great. This film is awful.
You know, you've encouraged me, Corey. I'm going to give it a 7.5.
Because realistically, for a film to get like a 1 or a 2, it has to be awful bad.
Yeah.
If a film has a basic plot and it kind of makes sense, you're probably going to get like a 4 or 5. So, you know, so when someone buys a game and goes, this is a 0, but does the game work? Yes, therefore it's at least like a 2.
Yeah.
But
take that, IGN.
Yeah, you go. But no, 7's fine. I'm going to give it an 8. I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
I hope we get at least one more.
One more, yes.
At least.
They've already blown their Andy Serkis cannon. Andy Serkis is at least someone you bring in on the second or the third film. Come on.
Well, yeah, who else are you going to get?
Not Andy Serkis.
But it's got to be a bit higher now, hasn't it?
How are you going to get... How could you top Andy Serkis? Goodness me, is there anyone you can possibly get?
Who's a good villain? Who would be like a good...
The first person that popped into my head was Jude Law. And I don't know if that would be a bad pick now. I'm thinking about it.
Not bad, yeah.
I would like to see Jude Law versus Idris Elba. Who wants to see that? Come on, Corey. Give me a big Luther film villain. No hesitation. First person pops into your head. Go.
Is it bad that the first person that pops in my head is Dave Bautista?
Oh! Dave Bautista versus Idris Elba. Now we are doing Skyfall.
Yes, what I mean.
We're doing Spectre now, aren't we?
I don't know. He'll be a good muscle.
He could do it.
He could do it.
Dave Bautista could do it.
It's because of Mad. I'm just thinking of Knives Out because that came up next. I'm like, it was like,
Yeah,
you've watched Luther, now watch Glass Onion.
Mm.
I'm like, oh, okay, I might watch that because Bautista's in it, and Daniel Craig's in it. So I probably will do that. I'll probably go home and watch Glass Onion. Anyway.
Oh. Well, why don't we review it?
What, Glass Onion?
We could review Glass Onion. No, we have to do both Knives Out.
Knives Out, and yeah.
We'd have to do Knives Out, and then we'd have to do Glass Onion.
Correct.
So maybe after May, because I know May we have it's Star Wars month. So
yeah, and we can't really
stop for Glass Onion.
Squeezing Glass Onion.
So if you can hold off Glass Onion for a month, or maybe watch it and read some notes, I'd appreciate it.
That's fine.
However, now it's time for the weekly rec.
Yeah.
Now we come on to Corey's weekly recommendation. Okay. What do you have? You've talked it up a bit to me beforehand.
Well, I said I've got an idea.
Okay.
I said I've got an idea, and for all you radio listeners out there, this will make more sense. But when we were coming in the studio, Ryan mentioned to me, did you get my email?
Our editor.
Yes, he went, did you get the email? And yes, he went, the song, you know what song the number is, you know what number the song is or whatever. So it's a little bit of a story for you. I was playing my PlayStation.
Okay.
Like you do. Just bought the new, I say new, it came out about a year ago, Gran Turismo game. I've got like a racing wheel and play me some Gran Turismo, cool.
Pedals.
This song comes on. And I'm like, oh, this is quite a good song. This is quite a nice song. Bit electronic, bit of rap, and that's quite good. And all of a sudden I hear this like deep voice start rapping.
Right.
Goodness. It's Idris Elba.
Yes.
Featuring on this song.
Okay.
So I thought, okay, so I Googled it. Turns out, not only has the man been a DJ for like 10 years.
Who, Idris Elba?
Yep.
Okay.
He's also done a couple of songs and has rapped a couple of times and has made a couple of bits of music.
Oh, right.
So I delved into
Idris Elba's musical career.
A bit of Idris Elba's musical career. Now, so I'm going to recommend one of his songs, which is the one I heard on Gran Turismo.
Not the one where he talks about being James Bond.
No.
Okay.
Nope, not that one. Because one, that song is short, and also two, I don't fully know if it's radio friendly. Okay. I had to also not pick another one because it's not radio friendly.
It's not podcastable.
No. This one, however, is radio friendly.
Okay.
So fine. So no, it's not. Daily Duppy.
And to the people who won't be listening to our radio, might be listening to our YouTube version. Or
it'll be at the end when the video finishes.
Shout out the song.
I will do. But when the video finishes and we get the little boxes, it'll be there. It's Vroom.
Vroom.
Like the car, a noise car makes, by Phonetics.
Vroom by Phonetics.
Yes. I can't really describe it to you. If you like EDM and rap, you're in for a good time.
Go and check it out, folks. What did you give it a real rating?
I would give it it's Gran Turismo 7, so I'd give it a 7.
Okay.
7 out of 10. Saying that, I say I do quite enjoy it, maybe a 7.5.
All right. Would you like to listen to it while you're driving? Is it a good driving song? It's called
Vroom. I would enjoy it. It's, as far as racing on the game, it's very good for a driving song. Obviously, I can't drive in real life, so I can't tell you that currently.
Of course.
But
like video game driving, like, should I put it on when I'm playing GTA 5, for instance?
Possibly.
Driving down, God, I'm trying to thought of this.
Go on.
Like, for some reason, I thought of Blaine County, which is the name of the country section of GTA 5. But I mean, Los Santos is what I mean, the city. When I'm driving through Los Santos on the highway, do you want to play Vroom by Phonetics?
I think it would go down very well.
Excellent. In your Colt, whatever the fast car's called.
Infernus.
The Infernus. That's the one. The Infernus. That's like the Ferrari, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's like the fast car when the game first came out, like 10 years ago.
Yeah, there's probably like one with like a big jet engine on it or now.
Well, there is. One where I can fly.
Yeah, like a flying, the DeLorean that can fly, whatever it's called. Or the Oppressor, the motorcycle that can fly and shoot rockets and go into space, whatever it's called. The Infernus is that's like almost the low tier fast car now.
Yeah.
I like an Infernus. I like an Infernus. People need some more Infernuses.
Yeah.
This was our review of Luther the Fallen Son. We hope you enjoyed. For radio listeners, we're now going to play Vroom by Phonetics, I believe.
Yep.
But for the people who aren't, who are listening on podcast or YouTube, search it out, give it a listen. Corey likes it.
I do indeed.
Maybe I will as well, probably. I like it as Elba. We hope you enjoyed our review of Luther the Fallen Son, and we'll catch you soon. It's a goodbye from me, goodbye, and a goodbye from Corey.
Goodbye.